Hello and welcome to a special edition of Goofcast. As you can see, we're not in the normal area. We are in the esports. Is this like a lounge? Is that what they call it? A lounge, would you call it? Or the esports, the esports area of the University of Akron. I'm joined by a former Goofing Off member / a decent friend of mine. Why don't you introduce yourself to all of our viewers?
Hi, I'm Ross. I am one of the esports players here at Akron, and yes, I was a former member of Goofing Off. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, so as you can see, it's a little bit of a different format. It's consider it's like a holiday special almost, or we're upping the production quality. We're gonna tone down the jokes as much as I can, but it's just gonna be a nice one-on-one with an esports player, a decorated esports player, I would add. So yeah, let's get started. Why don't you just give us a little bit of a background as to who you are and how you got into esports?
Well, as for who I am, like I said, I'm Ross. I am captain of the varsity Smash team here at Akron. And as for how I got into esports, it was honestly by chance. I just kind of kept playing Smash back in the days of the Wii and Wii U versions. And eventually I just stumbled across the competitive scene, and I've always had a competitive streak in me, so I figured I'd give it a try, and here I am 6 years later.
Wow, truly a rise from the ashes, or something, I don't know. So yeah, what's the day in a life of an esports player?
I wouldn't say it's that different from most people. I wake up, I go to class, in the afternoons, sometimes I head down here to practice, sometimes there's a match, some days I head to a tournament. Northeast Ohio especially hosts a lot of them during the week. Most of the time you can find one, just in the evening of most days. It's a pretty active scene.
Interesting.
Heck, even here at the university, we host a weekly tournament every Sunday.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
What's the environment like at a tournament? Because I've never been to one. I've heard a lot about locals and stuff. So what's it like there?
It definitely differs per region, but in Northeast Ohio, it's very welcoming. We're all pretty tight knit. We all know each other. We're all pretty casual with each other. It's most of the time I'm there to just kind of hang out, see my friends, and just play the game a little bit.
Yeah. All right. What opportunities have esports given you?
Well, it's given me some opportunities to travel to different states. I've been to Texas a couple of times. I've been to MDVA, and also just traveling throughout the state of Ohio itself. I've been to a pretty solid handful of the major cities here. And obviously there's me being here has been a big opportunity of esports. When Akron first started the varsity Smash team, I was one of the players who managed to get on it.
Oh, wow. So you've been here from the beginning.
Yeah. At least beforehand, Smash didn't necessarily have a varsity team, but once they did and once it got on the official roster, that's when I managed to get on.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Have you always been into Smash Bros? And if not, what other games did you play?
Oh. So, I have been into Smash since I was a kid, back in the days of the Wii version of Super Smash Bros. Brawl. So, that was definitely when I was pre-teen years. But since then, I've just kind of been into Smash on and off. Outside of that, I just kind of play not too many other games. I dabble in fighting games once in a while, and I play the occasional mobile game or just other games in general.
Yeah. What has been the highlight of your esports career?
Oh. If we're limiting it to the university here, it would have to be one of our more recent matches against Ball State University, where I managed to wipe the entire team by myself, both games. I have not had an opportunity to do that since my freshman year here, so it's been a good while. As for in general, it'd probably have to be one of the regionals that I managed to win, or just a very tight tournament in general. There's nothing I can really point to that would be a specific highlight, though.
All right. Who's your main?
Ken Masters, one of the Street Fighter representatives.
Why?
Well, I guess like near the end of the Wii U version's lifespan, I was starting to get into Ryu, but I could not do a command input to save my life. However, when the reveal trailers for Smash Ultimate started dropping and Ken's dropped, I believe it was the portion where they showed off how he could cancel an aerial into a special attack. That was the moment I latched onto the character. And my initial thought was just, I want to do that and a lot more. And since then, I've stuck with the character since the game launched.
Yeah. I like playing Ken because I like being able to go from his side B straight into his final smash. It's one of my favorite things to do in the game.
Oh yeah. Just being able to cancel anything into his final smash was always really fun to do.
So if there was a Smash 6 or a Smash 7, depending on who you ask, who would you want to be added?
I think my first pick would be Akuma, another Street Fighter representative. He's who I currently play in Street Fighter 6, and I think it'd be awesome to see what kind of nonsense he could get up to in Smash in like the newest Smash game.
Yeah, if you don't know, if you're watching at home, Akuma has made his way into a couple of other fighting games, including Tekken 7, and he was infamous. So I wouldn't mind seeing him in Smash 6.
I hope if he does get added, they give him EX meter.
An EX meter, that would be insane.
Or at the very least, give him the opportunity to do Raging Demon.
Yeah,
that's
at
all
the
I
very
ask.
least, Raging Demon is final smash. It has to be it, or
It has to
otherwise,
be.
What's the point? Let's see. Yeah, we already done that. How did you come up with your username?
I know a lot of people have like a lot of grand stories or like other suggestions from other people. I came up with mine by chance for a Geometry Dash account a long time ago.
But you stuck with it since then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was actually the second username I went with because the first one ended up being taken. So in an alternate timeline, instead of Cytonics, which is what I go by, there is a timeline where I went by the tag Allegiance.
Huh. I don't know, Allegiance would have been kind of cool, actually.
It would have been kind of cool, but
Yeah.
it was taken, so I ended up not going with it.
Yeah. I have a big struggle with sticking with usernames. Like every 2 years or so, I'm just like, I want to be someone completely different. And then I am.
Yeah, in my case, if it ain't broke.
Don't fix it. Yeah.
Mhm. So I've just stuck with the username this whole time, and it's worked out pretty well for me.
So outside of esports and I guess college, what do you do?
I really enjoy reading and honestly just like playing video games casually. And Hollow Knight Silksong has been a very big part of my life recently, as well as, weirdly enough, getting into Wizard 101.
Didn't that just got like
Yeah, I just got
ports,
like console releases.
Yeah. I would watch, there's that one commercial that would play like constantly from like 10 years ago. And that's all I knew about it. I never quite played it, so.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of fun. It's been a nice just time waster for me.
Yeah. What kind of books do you enjoy reading?
Let's see. Especially back in the day, I loved the Warriors series.
Ooh, yeah.
And recently, a friend of mine has been trying to get me into the Aragon series.
I own a physical copy of the first book, but I haven't quite read it yet. So.
Yeah, a friend of mine lent me the first copy, and I've been meaning to read it, and I think I will very soon.
Yeah.
Because it seems like a very interesting read.
Yeah, it's a pretty hefty book.
Yeah.
So, you are the captain of the esports team, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so being the captain, how have you adapted to the leadership position, and what skills did you have to learn in order to, suitably be the captain?
Well, it's definitely not my first time in a leadership position like this, especially in the days of, like, playing online with, like, online crews and all that. I was in a bit of a leadership position in other cases. But there's not really much of a difference from me compared to any of my other teammates. Like, most of the time it boils down to either just getting in contact with the other team, which bounces between myself and our coach, as well as just trying to like rally everybody together. And I guess one of the bigger things is I have like a bit of a heavier say on who we send in a match at any given point. But I try not to abuse that. I try to listen to my teammates, and I usually only use it for like a tiebreaker.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And they say video games don't give you life skills. So we already talked about your main. Who's your least favorite character to go up against?
Oh, I don't think I can narrow it down to one specific character, but
We'll take a list. We got time.
I think if I had to go with my top 3, it would have to be Steve, Sonic, and Ice Climbers.
Interesting.
Steve, for I'd say obvious reasons, that character is insanely powerful in this game.
Busted.
Sonic is a very difficult matchup and is also a very good character for me.
Yeah.
I'd say, actually adding that list, Mr. Game & Watch. You would not think, but that is actually one of Ken's most difficult matchups. And that is also why Ice Climbers is on the list. It's, at least for me personally, it is the most difficult matchup for Ken. Some other players would probably disagree, but I would have to say it's Ice Climbers.
Yeah. I recently heard, I'm pretty sure it was Hungry Box who's doing like a tournament right now, and he just released the 3 characters he banned.
Yep. What was it, Steve, Sonic, and Min Min?
I believe so, yeah. Which 2 out of the 3 are DLC characters.
And the third one feels like one.
Right. I could never get into Sonic. I know back at middle school lunch tables, someone would bring a Switch and everyone had a Joy-Con. So one of my friends would play Sonic religiously, and I'm just like, how are you doing this? He just spins a lot, but
Yeah, I loved Sonic games back in the day. Like, especially on the GameCube and all of that.
Yeah.
Sonic Heroes, Sonic Adventure 2 were the games that I grew up with.
Sonic Heroes, man. So who's your favorite Sonic character?
I don't know, honestly. I think, especially in terms of recent representation, I would have to go with Shadow.
Shadow's hype moments in alright. Shadow's like certified classic. He was my favorite up until I started reading the IDW comics.
Yeah, they had to deal with a lot of restrictions on his character,
Yeah.
but they've been able to get a bit more leeway with him lately.
Right. And IDW introduced other characters, and I'm like, okay, put them in games. And then they did.
Yeah, like Whisper and Tangle.
I'm
recently
so
got
excited.
announced.
I'm so excited for them to be in Cross Worlds.
Yeah, that was a surprising announcement. I'm glad they got in.
Yeah.
They're some of my favorite characters in IDW.
Yeah, aside from like one name drop in Frontiers, they haven't been in any games ever. So besides mobile ones, so it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Do you play Cross Worlds?
I do not. I have not gotten the game.
Yeah, me neither. It's $70. Too expensive.
Yeah.
Do we have any more questions on here? No.
Do you have any more questions?
Oh, I've got questions.
I shouldn't have asked.
Yeah. So, what pro Smash players, if any, do you look up to?
Let's see. I guess there's the obvious MK Leo, just the definitive Smash Ultimate player for the longest time.
Absolutely, yeah.
Honestly, lately I also look up to Jazzo, who is a fellow Street Fighter player and fighting game character player in Smash. And he has just been making waves in the top level scene, and it's honestly been insane to see. I talked with him once in a while back in the day, played with him, but he has gotten incredibly good, and it's really something.
Yeah. So I know you're known for Smash Ultimate. Do you play Melee?
No.
Will you play Melee?
Probably not.
Oh.
I don't think I have the talent or the fundamentals for Melee. It's an entirely different ballgame.
It really is. I'm in a Discord server for it, and I famously just sit around in one of the channels and just talk to people and don't play. And I've been in it for probably about 3 years now. So what was your first ever video game console?
I can't remember if it was the Nintendo DS or the GameCube. It would have to be one of those. It might be the GameCube. I think that was my first. Because I've had that for as long as I can remember.
What games did you play on it?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, a couple of like Sonic games. I believe I also had a WarioWare game on that.
Was there WarioWare on that?
I think there was a WarioWare game on that. Because I remember playing a WarioWare game on the GameCube.
We are doing live research right now. Wow.
Oh, there was also Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga.
Oh, absolute classic.
Mm-hmm. One of my favorite games back then.
Speaking of favorite games, what is your favorite video game of all time?
Favorite of all time? That's a tricky question. But I think I might have to go with Sonic Adventure 2. That game, like, I grew up with that game. I loved it. I loved playing it. It holds a special place in my heart.
Yeah. So, I'm assuming you've seen the third Sonic movie.
Yes, I've seen all the Sonic movies.
Yeah.
And I love them.
They're so great.
They're
so
incredible.
amazing. My friend told me before going in, it's like, oh, they're only... Because she had seen it before I did. Because I ended up not going because they were running late and we were going to miss like a good portion of the movie. Being a diehard Sonic fan, I didn't want to miss anything. So she took me, it's like, oh, they're only going to play Live and Learn for a little bit. And, it plays in the very beginning of the movie. I'm like, oh, that's going to be it. Little did I know.
Little did you know about what was going to happen.
Oh, yeah. And then the after credits scene as well, I actually screamed in the theater.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to what they do for the fourth movie.
I am as well. Some people are saying that it'll be time travel-y, which I would hope so.
I would love to see Silver being introduced.
Oh, absolutely. If it comes out next year, that's the 20th anniversary of... Well, it doesn't come out next year, does it?
I don't know when it comes out.
Hold on.
I honestly have no idea.
No, it's a 2027 film. But if it came out next year, imagine, right? 20th anniversary of Sonic 06, Sonic CD time travel, right? Who's from the future? Silver. So that would have been the perfect time to bring him in.
It would have been, but
alas, no.
Nothing yet.
Yeah, nothing yet.
It would be honestly amazing, or at least some kind of reference to him.
Yeah, we deserve a year of Silver.
Yeah, Porter's been getting put to the side
for years. So what advice would you give to anyone who's trying to get into esports?
Advice. I'd say the biggest thing is persistence and consistency. I did not get to where I was by just sitting around and not playing. When I was playing the absolute most, I would play for like hours at a time, basically every day, and almost every night. I would be traveling to tournaments several times a week, in between just work and school, and just trying to find every opportunity I could to go to a bigger tournament. So that would have to be the biggest thing, is you have to be persistent. You can't just get it by doing nothing. That's not going to happen in the realm of esports.
Would you say that sometimes the game feels less like a game and more like a chore and obligation because you're playing it so much? Or is it just so fun that you don't see it that way?
That can change daily for me sometimes. It really depends on my attitude going into it. I've always had to try to toe the line between having fun and trying to win. I always try to keep somewhere in the middle of that. But there are some days where it does feel more like a chore when I'm just trying to win versus trying to have fun. But still, it's a fun game when I'm able to actually have fun with it, and I think that makes up for it.
Yeah. I've got a question that'll they'll stir some discourse.
Oh boy.
A lot of people say that Smash Bros. Isn't a real fighting game, even though it has inputs, it has people fighting, you know. And then there is the subgenre, you know, platform fighters. But a lot of people are like, oh no, it's not real, it's not the same, you know. So what's your take on that?
I know Smash is technically considered a party game or like a platform fighter. I'd honestly put it in a gray area. I would love to consider it a fighting game, but there's so much that could very easily take away from it.
Yeah.
But I think at the very least, in the competitive format, it can be considered a fighting game.
Yeah.
Because, like, there is competition for it, there are tournaments, there are a lot of opportunities that you can do for it.
Right.
So I would consider it a fighting game, even if it's a bit out there.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen competitive Microsoft Excel. So, yeah. People, they go into Excel spreadsheets and they kind of like, it's like a, I don't want to say like an edit course in Fortnite, but like that's the way I think of it. It's like they're trying to put things in certain positions, you know, put in like not algorithms, but like equations and whatnot in a given amount of time. And they hold like a tournament in Vegas like once a year.
Really?
Yeah, I stumbled across it on Instagram Reels. So if people can play Microsoft Excel competitively, then I would say Smash Bros. Is a pretty serious fighting game. That's just my 2 cents. Got a question that I already know the answer to. What kind of controller do you use?
Well, I definitely don't use a regular controller. Let me just... I use this sucker right here. It's called a Smashbox, and it's a leverless controller that is designed for Smash Brothers. Obviously, it's based loosely from a leverless arcade controller, which is obviously based on an arcade fight stick, but the design is modified to play Smash.
Yep.
There would be way too much going into explaining how it works, so I won't take up that time.
Yeah.
But it's a controller that I've been using for years now.
It's a pretty cool controller. That being said, how do you feel about leverless controllers? There's a lot of discourse with those as well, especially in like Street Fighter with things like modern controls or having an extra button to do like supers and whatnot. So how do you feel about them in a competitive environment?
I think they're fine. I think they don't, like, as long as there's, you know, no real, like, modifications going on. I believe for Smash specifically, the main restriction is no multi-input macros.
Right.
Like, you can't just press a single button and have it do, like, a Shoryuken input. That's not allowed at all. But I think outside of that, leverless controllers are just fine. I use a leverless controller for fighting games as well. Not the Smashbox. I did that for a while, but
Yikes.
there was a lot that went into it.
Yeah.
But I personally think they're fine. I don't see any real reason that they have any sort of advantage. Like, obviously there's a lack of, like, snapback or more precise inputs, but you also lose out on a lot. You ever tried doing a 360 input on a leverless controller?
Oh, no.
Harder than you might think.
Yeah. I have a couple. I was, last time I remember playing, I was learning how to do DPs in Strive. Just because I was going through Giovanna's combo trials, trying to learn how to play her. Do you play Guilty Gear Strive?
I do once in a blue moon. When I played it more, I played, like, Giovanna, and then I played Bridget.
That's the best one.
And nowadays, I mostly play when I'm visiting a friend, and I usually play Elfeld.
Elfeld is cool. I mean, the whole roster for Guilty Gear is cool. Would you like to see Guilty Gear in Smash Bros. At some point? Now that Guilty Gear Strive is on Nintendo Switch, and I guess other games were at some point.
I don't know. I feel like it would be really interesting, to see like Soul Bad Guy in Smash, but there would definitely have to be a lot of balancing done.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like he's got it. He's got he's got an up B.
Yeah, he's got his Volcanic Viper.
He's got the side B. He's got his neutral B. He's got projectiles.
Mm-hmm.
He's got Dragon Install as a super. As a
he's got a command throw.
Yeah.
I will never forgive what Wild Throw has done to me.
As if Smash needs any more command throws, but
yeah, still throws me for a loop in those games.
Big fan. So you also play Street Fighter 6, and you play Akuma, right?
That is correct.
But Akuma was DLC, right?
Mm-hmm.
So did you play it before he was in the game?
Yeah, I've played Street Fighter 6 since like some of the closed betas, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So who did you main before Akuma?
It was a bit... I've played a bunch of different characters, actually. First and foremost, I played Ken.
Yeah.
After that, I started dabbling in Jury. And then some of the DLC started coming out, and I believe it was Rashid was the first DLC character I played.
Yeah.
Because I was not about to pass up an opportunity to... I was not about to pass up an opportunity to play a character voiced by Ian Sinclair.
Fair enough.
A very prominent voice actor that I really like.
Yeah.
And then after him, it was Ed that got released, and I played him for a little while.
Ed is pretty cool.
Yeah, I could not do the level 2 combos. I was not nearly good enough at that point.
Yeah.
And after that, Akuma got announced, and I started playing Ken again to get ready. And then Akuma dropped, and I've been playing him since. Although, Sagat and Sea Viper, I might dabble in those two because they look incredibly fun to play.
Yeah, Sea Viper. Sea Viper. Whoa. Like, I'm pretty sure in Street Fighter 4, the game where she released him, that's like one of the hardest characters to play because her inputs are insane. So, it was cool to see her come back.
I've played Street Fighter 4 maybe a couple of times.
Yeah. If there was a character, like, if there's more DLC for Street Fighter 6, who would you want?
Oh, I don't really know. I know a lot of people want Makoto back.
Absolutely. I'm on that train.
Yeah, so I'd have to say maybe like a character from Third Strike.
Yeah.
I'd say like Makoto, maybe, was it Yun?
Yun is the guy with the hat, right?
Yeah. Honestly, I'd say one of them. Obviously, like, toned down, because they were pretty insane in Third Strike. I'd say maybe one of them I'd like to see in Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
Because especially with Sea Viper, we've seen that, like, they can be pretty, what's the word? They're pretty similar to their original games.
Yeah.
Because Sea Viper plays, from what I've seen, like, pretty similarly to Street Fighter 4.
I'm a big fan of Juri Han. I tried maining her in 5 because I have 5, and then I was gonna main her in 6, and then I stopped playing. I famously have probably about 16 fighting games on Steam, and who knows how many on PS4, and I know how to play none of them. But Juri Han's one of my favorites. Sakura is someone else who I'd really enjoy in like coming back because she's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And Diagonal, Hadouken, shit.
Yep. Yeah, Ken and Juri were the characters I played first. But if we're talking about who I got into Master Rank first, that was Rashid. And then Ed, and then Ken, and then Akuma.
Yeah. So, besides Street Fighter and besides Smash Bros, do you play any other fighting games, like, semi-seriously?
No. Outside of Smash and Street Fighter, I have never competed in another fighting game.
Fair enough.
I've only ever played them, like, casually, or just not really to the extent that I've played the other games.
So, what's your advice, asking for a friend, what's your advice for someone who's trying to get into fighting games?
Training mode is your best friend. Like, the biggest thing in fighting games is obviously the command inputs in most cases. And just learning the combos, learning all of that. Practice, practice, practice. It it will be worth your time. Because once you get the command inputs down and you're able to do that without thinking, that's when you can truly learn the game and learn what your character can do.
I guess like what does like a typical like esports tournament look like?
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
At the very least, for like in Northeast Ohio, it's I try to get there pretty early, just kind of hang out, play some friendly matches before the actual tournament starts, and just kind of play whatever sets they give me, chat with my friends between them, maybe try to stay warm with some more games between all those sets, and just kind of keep going until I'm out. Because these tournaments, they're standard double elimination brackets.
Yeah.
Most of the time they run best of 5 sets now, which is very nice. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. There's you got your stream matches, you got your regular matches. You just kind of got whatever gets sent your way.
Yeah. That opened up more questions for me. So, when you're at a tournament, do you bring snacks?
Sometimes. I usually try to, just bring some, peanut butter wafers or something to just kind of munch on. Because, these tournaments run for a long time, and I get hungry.
Yeah.
Some of these tournaments, I will get there, sometime late afternoon, early evening, and we'll go until, 10 or 11 at night.
Oh, wow.
And that's a shorter tournament. I remember back in 2021 or 2022, there was this one tournament series that had an average of 70 to 80 people a week. Those tournaments, I would get there were 5 or 6, and I would regularly be leaving at maybe 1 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
But that was just because I would always get to the last few sets of the tournaments. But it would run so late into the night. But thankfully, that's kind of what my internal clock is used to. But yeah, I would always be exhausted after those.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Major tournaments, especially those that are multi-day ones.
Right.
Afterwards, I'm always out of commission for a day or two. I cannot function.
Yeah.
Because it takes everything out of me.
One day I'm going to go to Riptide. One day.
It's a good time.
Yeah. People in Melee Discord talk about it. And they're like, yeah, Riptide's I forget that's practically in my backyard.
Yeah, Sandusky.
Yep.
I go every year. The university sends me.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. This is a really crazy hypothetical, right? If you could have any video game company, past, present, defunct or not, whatever, have them make any game, whether it be a sequel to something or a remaster, remake, what would it be?
I would love to bring Chunsoft back for a remake of Mario and Luigi Partners in Time.
Oh, wow.
I loved that game as a kid.
That's a deep cut. I assumed you were going to say Sonic Adventure 2 remake, which...
I would love that.
Please. But
at the same time, I would love to see a Partners in Time remake.
Yeah, because that's the only one that didn't get one, right?
Yeah, because they have Superstar Saga, they have Bowser's Inside Story.
Yeah, all of those are at least got remade on the 3DS. But Partners in Time didn't get one. So, yeah.
I would love to see that personally. I loved Partners in Time as a kid. It's the one I played as a kid. So I would definitely love to see a remake of that.
Wow. Yeah.
I know, it's a bit out of left field for me.
Yeah, no, but I've heard great things about all the Mario and Luigi games. I never got around to playing them until I got my modded 3DS. So now I'm in the process of making my way through. So.
Yep. I don't remember what company this is, but I would love a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky remake.
What company? We're gonna look that up.
Yeah, I can't remember what company that was, but there was the Rescue Team remakes, but I would love an Explorers of Sky remake. That
Spike Chunsoft.
Wait, then who did Mario and Luigi games?
Who made Partners in Time? No. It was Alpha Dream.
Alpha Dream, that's who it was. Okay. Well, I'd still love to bring Spike Chunsoft back for the Explore the Sky remake, but also Alpha Dream for the Partners in Time remake.
Spike Chunsoft is too busy making the Danganronpa 2 remake.
Really?
Yeah. That got announced at a Nintendo Direct. So it's like a remake of the second game and also a completely, like, different storyline as well.
Really?
It's called 2x2 or 2 times 2 or something. Shout out Spike Chunsoft and Danganronpa.
I think we're talking like other games as well. I would like to see another Pokken game.
Somebody, Nintendo, hire this man. Pokken is so cool because it's all Pokemon, right? So like you don't really get, like in Smash Bros. We have a couple Pokemon, but more than a couple, yeah. But like you get like the poster child. So you've got the 3 Gen 1 starters in Pokemon Trainer. You've got Incineroar, which is like you get a rep for almost every generation. You've got Lucario. You've got Greninja, which many people consider overhyped. I myself do not think that. I'm not biased at all. But the cool thing about Pokken Tournament was that you get to see some Pokemon that you don't see in this context.
Yeah. Like you get Gengar, you get Bryson, you get, what was it, Sceptile?
Yeah, Sceptile, Aegislash, which was super cool. Decidueye, who was my starter in Sun. So like I was like really happy when he showed up in DX. And Shadow Mewtwo is one of the coolest designs Pokemon has ever done.
Yep. And then they gave Pikachu Electric Wind God Fist.
Yeah, because it's Tekken, which it took me a while to find that out. That it's like it's Pokemon Tekken. Even though it's weird, it shares more similarities with like an anime arena fighter than it does with Tekken. But I think it was a cool concept. I would say Pokken and ARMS both need sequels. ARMS had such potential. Nintendo just doesn't know how to handle that type of thing. A lot of the competitive communities are grassroots, and half the time Nintendo directly goes against it, as seen with the Smash community.
It's difficult sometimes, but, well, gotta make do with what we have.
Right. Shout out Splatoon. I love Splatoon so much. Inkling in Smash. How you feeling?
Honestly, I think Inkling was the best way to reveal Smash Ultimate.
Yeah.
In that initial trailer. That, I don't think anybody was expecting that.
No. I get goosebumps. I get goosebumps every time. Travis Scott. But no, because earlier in the Direct, there was an announcement for Octo expansion for Splatoon.
Yeah, so there was already like a Splatoon reveal.
And people were like, well, what is this? And then you get one of the most iconic shots of all time of the logo in the Inkling's eye.
Yep.
Oh, man.
And just the shadows of the fighters.
Yeah. And people were like, well, wait, hold on. Well, who can I see? And there are rumors about, like, oh, well, actually, there's, like, people we haven't seen before, which wasn't true. But, like, there are people we haven't seen before. And we got Link in the, in his Breath of the Wild outfit. It was that time, that year of, like, what? Because that was, like, probably March of 2018, I believe, when it got announced. I'm pretty sure. And throughout that year... Oh, can we just get nostalgic for a second? Throughout that year of, like, we got the E3 trailer, Everyone is Here, one of the greatest trailers of all time. Where were you when that dropped, when you first saw that?
I was watching it at my house.
I was at summer camp. Those the same 2 people who would, like, you know, just absolutely destroy me in Smash Bros. Like, look at this, and we just watched it. And, you know, it went through all the characters and Sakurai's weird numbering order or whatever. And Snake shows up, Ice Climber shows up. You know, it was beautiful. And I was so happy because Greninja was going to be back. And I was like, I was worried because I wanted to main Greninja at the time because I like Greninja. And it was everyone. It was literally everyone. And then we got, like, Ridley The Ridley trailer was insane. Mario dies. Mario got skewered.
Yeah, the fact that they actually like went and like just him and Mega Man.
Oh yeah, both gone. And then we thought that it happened again in the Sephiroth trailer.
I love that trailer, honestly.
Yeah, and like you can see him flinging him off the Masamune. It's hilarious.
I didn't see that the first time around. I saw it on a rewatch.
Yeah.
And just seeing Mario get flung off the Masamune was incredible.
Yeah, and looking back and like the whole thing is like a reference to Advent Children as well.
Mm-hmm.
They do their trailers so well.
Yep. Also, I'm pretty sure, I think it was Omni/V5.
Yeah.
That is the only outright new move any character has gotten after being added to Smash.
Yeah.
Not like move changes or like move property changes, outright new.
Yeah. And it was just if you change your outfit.
And it was just the final Smash.
And that's why I'm always, if I were to play Smash competitively, I would main Cloud Strife. As a casual, I main Cloud Strife. I have the Buster Sword, you know? So seeing that, and it's like, oh wait, that's the thing that he does in Advent Children. It's the coolest thing ever. So much love was put into Ultimate, and the thing that scares me is that, I don't know, that same Nintendo love isn't being put into their newer games. At least not all of them. I hope Sakurai's cooking with Air Riders. I'm very happy for him. I hope that he at least has, like, I don't want him to direct another game. The man is tired. But, you know, I want him to be looking over people's shoulder, you know? Being like, hey, maybe don't do that. Or you should do this. I love Sakurai. He's great.
Yeah. Major respect to him.
Indeed. He pioneered so much. He helped with Kirby, Kid Icarus, specifically Uprising. Bring back Uprising.
Yeah. And if memory serves, I think like the origin of Smash is, I want to say it was when he was beating people in King of Fighters.
I believe so.
In an arcade, and it was something along the lines of like him wanting like a fighting game experience that like anybody can enjoy casually.
Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning into this very special episode of Goofing Off. I'm sure I'll come up with some funny name for it later. But, yeah, it's been Red Adams. It's
Ross St. Amand.
Yeah, and we'll see you next time. Shameless plug, we got still a couple more streams of the semester. Another 24-hour Undertale, Final Fantasy, you know, a Game Awards watch party. So, you know, keep on goofing off and have a good day.